Good evening. Good evening, Mother Trucker. Nice to see you. Good evening, Helen. I didn't know if I was going to stream. The 44 flying battle, which we normally do, is not on at the minute. So we're just going to play some Stanley. Again, because I can't. Not that I'm not enjoying Stanley Parable. It's great, but I want to move on to the Outer Wilds DLC before I see any spoilers for it. And since I have become an Outer Wilds fanboy, it comes up on TikTok a lot. So even just searching music and stuff. Right. So yes, let's start some Stanley Parable. Hello, Rubber Ducky. Didn't actually check to see if anyone else was on. No. Right. So yeah, it's what, 7 now. EU8 hold fast line battles at 8:45. So I guess we'll just go through that time. Hello, Becky. That's some rubber duckies for a rubber ducky. Right. Let's go to... Where's my buttons? Action. Also, there's this game that I kind of like the look of. Sand, which is basically like these giant walkers that you... it's a free demo as well. Is there like a video? It's still very early doors, but yeah, it's got like walkers that you make, like you sort of design yourself. I think the legs are always the same, but yeah, there you go. And then it's technically an extraction shooter where you sort of drop in, loot the place, and leave. But because it's got these like cool ships, and it probably plays a bit like, say, Black Wake, where you got one's repairing while the other one's shooting, and so on and so forth. I think it could be a good team game, so maybe we'll try that at some point. Hello, Soul. But yeah, very early doors on that, and it's a nice westerns theme, so that's kind of cool. Well, it doesn't play perfectly well on my computer though, but yes. We'll do that at some point. And then we want Stanley. How is everyone? How's your week been? Yes, indeed, very Wild Wild West. And I'll probably, if I do start streaming it more regularly, the title screen will probably have Wild Wild West playing in some form or another. Did you know Will Smith did Wild Wild West over The Matrix, I think? I could be bullshitting, but I'm pretty sure that's a thing. Wait, what's this button? Why is this here? Netflix has failed us and I have been up since 4:30. Why has Netflix failed us and why have you been up since 4:30? I assume it's part of the same reason. Becky, why is there this button now? But is there more of the game before the epilogue? Yeah, thank you, Becky. Surely there's more games still. I'm just going to get into the game. And Google says you're right about Will Smith. Yeah, I knew.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427.
I did know a few other trivia things of where some actors gave up, like, you know, crazy good roles, thinking it wasn't going to be anything, but I can't think of them off the top of my head. Couldn't sleep, so watched the new Gundam show on Netflix. As youth would say, it was mid. Oh.
Every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-ripping, Stanley relished every moment.
Apparently, Harrison Ford was a carpenter on set, a chippy on set, and got discovered that way. Don't know if that's true. I don't reckon that one is, but I've heard it a few times.
One day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget.
To the stage, they can pick and choose roles. They've made it.
When he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for
well,
him to follow.
He just thought it was going to be bigger, but unfortunately, The Matrix was a cult classic.
Say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened.
You think that one is true? The one about Harrison Ford?
Something was.
I've heard it a few times, but I'm not entirely sure.
Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got
right, for those who don't know, this is a game where you sort of repeat the story. The narrator is sort of a character with you. Very dry humour and sarcastic. Lots of little secrets. And you just repeat the process again and again, finding different endings. A lot has happened. That's why we have balloons now. It's the Stanley Parables 2 because the narrator wanted to give us a fresh look on the game rather than sell us DLC or something like that. Yeah. David, I can't read his second name, gave up being in Attack of the Clones to be in Evolution. Oh, yeah, I've not even seen Evolution.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Right.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room.
The bucket's still here. I thought the bucket had left. I don't remember the screens being able to turn off. Save energy.
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Beep. Jason Statham was meant to be in Dog Soldiers, but instead almost killed his early career by being in Ghosts of Mars. Oh, right. Jason Statham was a high diver before he was an actor or action person, if I remember that correctly as well. Was that here before? I don't think that was there before. If you haven't seen Dog Soldiers, yeah, I've seen Dog Soldiers. Been a while, so Olympic level, I think. Yeah, that's what I thought as well. I think there's some old footage of him somewhere. But to be fair, most of people's Olympic careers are over by the time they're like 20-something. So
when Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his
we're
left.
Just, well, I know I'm repeating myself, but nothing seems to have changed. This. Keep going. Yeah, the meeting room's back to normal.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Maybe I'm done. Maybe I just need to do the epilogue. It's hard to know with this game. I did leave the bucket behind. Because I didn't expect the bucket to be there. I thought we ejected the bucket. I have a few more endings to get. I don't know where I could go to get them.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet.
Because this seems very...
Here, so he turned around and got back on track.
This seems like the first time I played, so... I don't think I've done anything new. Did you collect all the mini Stanleys last time? Yes. Yes, we did. And then the narrator went a bit mad down memory lane. He forced us to that memory room, you know, with the nice cottage, and it had like all our past achievements and stuff. And he made us go back and forth collecting the same ones again and again in a sort of memory montage of collecting Stanley figures, to the point that we had like 16 out of 6. So yeah, can't remember quite what was the end of that story. At the moment I feel like I'm just doing the default story.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs
Can't figure out
to
how
his
you would
boss's
do
office.
any other endings. We poked around most places, but there are some where you just like the last one we did was going through this door but not going through this door, which I might try and do again.
Stepping in.
Like that. Then that opens this door, and then that takes us back through here, which means we can go back to our office. But this was the way we did the last thing, which was the escape pod, where we sent the bucket away in a very heartfelt and but tragic circumstance. Go on, you. Hello, Raven. Oh yeah, and then on this staircase, because we had to go up like 10 floors, we started playing the Snake Eater theme. What a thrill. Darkness and silence through the night. Do do do. Do 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 do. I can't sing. What am I trying to do? This is live. Stop that. I need to download that, but without like the ladder effect behind it. Not that many games have a really pointless stair climb or ladder climb or empty space. So yeah, here we go. How you're supposed to discover this one, I don't know. Just by stepping back through a door. Bucket, you've been good to me. No, don't say anything. It's time to go. I'll always remember you. You hold not just water or liquids. You hold all my hopes and dreams. And now my tears. But you have to go on to a better place. Escape this place in your escape pod. Farewell, Bucket. Yeah, like that. And that's what we did last time. But what do we do now?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley
See,
decided
now
to
the
go to the
bucket's
meeting
gone.
room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
These computers are interactable. Can I click on the keyboard? Oh, again. Input received. Was that me? That was me. I'm not smart enough for this. Can I press like every keyboard or something? One, two, three, four, 5 inputs. 1 already done. I'm not smart. I don't even know if I did that. I'm pretty sure I did that. Maybe you have to be in the chair. I wasn't quite in the chair, was I? Sort of on it. Yeah. Maybe I'll try our computer. I'm stuck in this chair now. There we go. Ooh, pictures. Clues. Ooh, a map.
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Want hints? Not just a second. I just turned off that computer. Let's go look again. No. Okay. Can't go any further, otherwise it will shut the door on me, won't it? Will it? No. We've got the 2 doors here. You could make this into like a secret cinema, couldn't you? Or like a live experience. As long as you only gave people like simple choices like left door or right door, or pick up something or don't bring something. That'd be funny. Go on, Becky, 1 hint. Make it vague at first, until we realise how stupid I am and that you need to tell me. How the mighty have fallen. Might be wise for Stanley to start his day again. Oh. Oh, wait. Do I start the day again and again 5 or so times and do a different entry? Come on, Stanley.
All of his co-workers were gone.
Okay.
What could it mean?
You're normal.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Oh. Okay, thank you. What's this? It's not on. How do I turn that? It's on a different computer. Oh, it's on a different computer. There it is. Oh, ha ha ha! The plot thickens.
All of his co-workers were gone.
Yeah, they're gone.
What could it mean?
Stanley
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Maybe I'm just smelly and no one wants to be around me. Where are you? Did I miss you?
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Come on, Stanley. Where's the input computer? Maybe it's further along. Where else do we see computers? The boss's office? It's probably a bit early for that.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
No, it's a
Yet there was not
pretty
a
inferior
single person
bucket
here
as far as I
either.
can see.
Feeling
A
a
clear
wave of
replica
disbelief,
and not
Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an... Coming to a staircase,
an original.
Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Ah, I knew it. Oh. Wait a minute. This is not correct. This carpet was orange once.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
What's the meaning
Stanley
of this
decided
bucket?
to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
There's no computers here, are there? No. Let's keep going.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting
was
room,
not
and Stanley
the
knew
correct
it
way.
perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
It is nice.
Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open
Where
door on
else?
his left.
There might be a computer actually in the boss's office. Is there one in here? No. Right, let's go through and out the other side.
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's... Oh no, not again. I won't be part of this. I'm not coming to a staircase. Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
My boss's office. You're dead. I feel like the lift is a double bluff in that you feel like it should do something at some point, but the longer you stand in it, the more nothing happens. Right, let's try the boss's office. He doesn't have a computer.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it mean? Stanley wondered aloud to nobody. Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk.
We've heard you many a times.
Isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music.
Ooh, I'm so calmed.
Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
We need more inputs. I need to push buttons.
Descending deeper into the
Done
building,
like 3
Stanley
enemies, so there's
realized
probably
he
2
felt
more.
a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
That was me at my old job, just doing it because, you know, you're doing it.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Well, it's not escape here. These have some computers on them, if I remember correctly.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold?
Yeah, there's some
Stanley
computers over
thought
there.
to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Come on, input. Oh, they're not the computers I thought they were.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building,
else on it.
Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Oh, I've only just realised that right-click actually makes you move forward. Which is weird.
This mind control
Is it bad
facility, it was too horrible to
Stanley,
believe it
who
couldn't
loves
be
pressing
true.
buttons.
Had
Oh, look,
Stanley
Stanley's got
really been
something.
under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy
not
with
try
his
all the
boring
buttons
job?
at his
That his
disposal.
emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
Oh, where am I? I'm lost. Ah, there we go.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation.
All right,
Controls
come on.
labeled
There's got to
with
be an input in
emotions.
here.
Happy or sad or content. Walking, eating,
Like,
working.
surely, like, I
All of
know.
it monitored and commanded from this very
It's so
place.
dark, I can't see.
And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he
Console
would
disabled, but it's got a
dismantle
very
the controls
similar
once and for all.
look to the other one, but I will tell you now, game screwed you with this one. The one input wasn't there. Oh, for Pete's sake. Really? So you saw me walk past it and it just wasn't doing the thing. Alright, let's go back again. Means I'm looking in the right place because you saw. Right. So we've done.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Oh, so it's this one here. Well, what triggers that other little blue room though? Ah, there we go. And then my own computer is the last input. Yay. Oh. Abrupt. Welcome, Stanley, to heaven. Oh, Jesus. Is this a place to push buttons? Are these all buttons? They are. Hee. Oh god, what do we do with all this? Do we just go mad and try and push them all? Do we try and push a single colour? Can you unpush a button? Oh, it undoes itself. Can we push all? Well, no, we can't push them all because they're undoing as well. Is this heaven or hell? At this point. Is it chanting buttons? I can't quite tell. Buttons. 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 Are you a boobs or butts person? Yes, buttons. Okay, I think this might turn into hell at this point. I think I just need to... I think I just need to start again. Okay, one more button. What colour should we push? Ooh, that green one's lighter colour than that green one. Right, I don't think there's a way out of this. I think we have to do it ourselves. Push a pink. Okay. You mean the purples? I suppose it's a... oh no. Yeah, it's a slight pink and a slight purple. We're very close to each other. Okay. Say goodbye to the buttons, gang. Next vague hint. 434. Did we... Does that just stay like that now? Yes. But, okay. You can always access heaven now. That's good for us, I suppose. 434. Okay, this...
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
434. I know we knocked on doors, but that was for an achievement. We're going down numbers as well.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Wow, yes, this room. What a beauty. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
5, 4, 6.
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
11? I think I've already missed it. Yeah, because that's just stairs over there, isn't it?
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss.
Right. 427. 434.
Stanley knew the office layout like the back of his hand. It was only a matter of time
Did I miss
before
it?
he
Is it
found
just...
the others, wherever they were. Just a matter of time.
Oh. Right. Sorry, here.
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
Oh, I'm gonna check. Oh, no, this. Parkour. So it made a different sound then. It's one of those kind of... Window looks inviting. I've got like... Oh, I do have to like parkour to it. How would anyone discover this?
At first, Stanley assumed he'd broken the map until he heard this narration and realized it was part of the game's design all along. He then praised the game for its insightful and witty commentary into the nature of video game structure and its examination of structural narrative tropes. So, now that you're here, what do you think? Isn't this a fun and unique place to be? Why don't we take a minute just to drink it all in? Okay, I'm over it now. What do you think? Are you sick of this gag yet?
Oh, Jesus, okay. Are you sick of this gag yet?
Ah, then in that case, we'll continue. But now, here comes the real question. What do you think would have happened if you had told me that you wanted this to stop? Do you think it would have been particularly different? Would I have taken the same idea but rephrased it superficially to fit that answer? Perhaps you never would even have thought of it if I hadn't brought up the issue in the first place.
Meta.
Oh, now think about it.
Oh, come on.
Would it be worth it for you to restart and then come back here?
No, that's exactly what I was going to do.
Clearly, this whole gag takes some time. What if the other option is even longer? How long will you spend in total just to have heard all the narration? Oh, and this is rich. Perhaps you've just played the other option, and now you've come to see what happens in this one. So, what do you think? Which choice was the better one? Imagine if you had selected continue on your first playthrough, how tantalizing it would be not knowing what happens when you pick the other option. Indeed, you are one of the lucky ones. Though if the other option is really miserable to listen to, then perhaps you're not. In fact, I'm just going to say that no one who's listening to this is lucky. Well now, I've built up the other option so much that I'm going to stop talking and leave you to your decision whether to come back here, continue with the game, or just sit in this spot forever and ever. Cheers.
Right, so it basically called our bluff on every single option that we could do at this moment. Obviously, we're going to stick with the gag and see what happens, and then reset and try the other one. Oh, doesn't let me do that. Okay, so we'll reset and look at the other one. I think there's nowhere else. How do people discover these things? Apart from like data mining. Like, it's not even a game where you think you...
Even now, Stanley's office was a distant memory. What did it look like? There was a computer, perhaps, and a painting. Was it a painting or a photo? He could no longer recall. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his coworkers.
Like, it doesn't feel like you're supposed to get to these places. That's what confuses me. Ooh. There you go. Now he's going to comment on the fact that I'm here for a second time.
At first, Stanley assumed he'd broken the map until he heard this narration and realized it was part of the game's design all along. He then praised the game for its insightful and witty commentary into the nature of video game structure and its examination of structural narrative tropes. So, now that you're here, what do you think? Isn't this a fun and unique place to be? Why don't we take a minute just to drink it all in? Okay, I'm over it now. What do you think? Are you sick of this gag yet? Well, I don't know how to say this politely, but you could literally just hit escape and restart the game any old time you want, like right now. You could have done it just then. Now would also be an appropriate time to quit. Any of these points and so many, many more, all of them are appropriate. I'm enjoying what seems to be an internal conflict going on where you are literally unable to act on your own desires to restart the game. So just to push the
polite and listening to him.
I'm going to try and make this as miserable as possible and see how long you can maintain. There once was a man named Stanley,
Stanley.
who people considered so manly.
Manly.
But the truth must be told, he was not very old and was quite particularly gangly. What Stanley liked most was buttons.
Buttons.
He pushed them like some kind of glutton.
Glutton?
Did it all day in a meaningful way, but his brain had long ceased to function. Which is why he is in this parable and lives an existence quite terrible.
Terrible.
And if you are not strong and keep playing along, you too will become quite unbearable. You too will become quite unbearable.
Unbearable. I thought he was going to make this nasty and hard for us to stay. I can't remember if we've played a waiting game with him yet. I mean, we have done, like with the hole, where we stayed in the hole and that kind of thing, but... Alright, he wins. Does he expect me to go a third time, though?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers. At first, Stanley assumed he'd broken the map.
No.
Until he...
Okay. I thought we were being smart there. Right. He was talking about photos or pictures on our wall. No, it's a photo, I believe. It's hard to tell with the graphics. Right. Anything?
How long was I sitting there? Stanley wondered to himself. Minutes? Days? Centuries? Did something crucial happen while my senses were turned? He made a note to be more careful with time from now on.
Like a, yeah, is there like a speed runny thing if you like get somewhere in a certain time? What are they playing? They're playing solitaire, I can see that from here. You still have 2 main endings to get, which include the epilogue. Oh, right, so 1 main ending and then go into the menu and click the epilogue. How's that any... Well, I mean, that one was ridiculous. I don't know how you're supposed to discover these things. On stream, we don't have time for me to, like, click on every pixel. Can't think. Come on, bucket. You can move.
Stanley's bucket. The only co-worker he would ever truly need.
Go on then, Becky. Give us another clue. I'm feeling like spent on this, so I don't really
Stanley
know.
clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his... This was not the correct way to the meeting room.
Pretty sure we've done this
Stanley
way
had
before.
felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the
Cover
place
lift
to
without
be.
the bucket. Haven't we done that before? There was one stream that you didn't see, so... Oh. We could be at the end. Because I'm thinking of the one where if it's cargo lift without falling down.
Co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room.
Continuous
Perhaps
one.
he had simply missed a memo.
Stay here. Sit. Sit. Stay. Good bucket.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire
The one we did, I thought, across the way
The lounge was
is the
sublime,
flat
a work
with the
of art.
mannequins.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
But I can't remember exactly. Oh yes, I did unplug the phone, yeah. Is that the one you're thinking of?
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible.
I actually unplugged the phone before I answered the phone the first time.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here.
There's
I'm
more.
not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley.
Would this be the last one and then you have to go to the epilogue in the menu?
Stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, but this is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself, to put your work aside, to let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
So what are we doing? Are we unplugging this phone again?
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one. Oh, no, you can't. Did you just unplug the phone?
Yes.
No, that wasn't supposed to be a choice. How did you do that? You actually chose incorrectly? I didn't even know that was possible. Let me double check.
Okay, so we've done this
No,
dialogue
it's
before.
definitely here, clear as day. Stanley picks up the phone. He's taken to his apartment where he finds his wife, and the two pledge themselves to one another. Music comes in, fade to white, roll credits. Not picking up the phone is actually somehow an incorrect course of action. How is that even possible? None of these decisions were supposed to mean anything. I don't understand. How on earth are you making meaningful choices? What did you... Wait a second. Did I just see... No, that's not possible. I can't believe it. How had I not noticed it sooner?
This was
You're not Stanley.
made
You're
a few
real
years,
person.
like 20 years ago. That would have been Leslie
I can't
Phillips doing this
believe I was
voice.
so mistaken. This is why you've been able to make correct and incorrect choices. And to think I've been letting you run around in this game for so long. If you'd made any more wrong choices, you might have negated it entirely. It's as though you completely ignored even the most basic safety protocol for real-world decision-making. Or did you not grasp the severity of the situation? Well, I won't have that kind of risk
I miss
on my
these kind of
watch.
phones.
I'm going to stop the game for a moment so we can
My nan
educate
had one of
you
these.
properly on
Used to
safe
play with it.
decision-making
Probably
in the
shouldn't
real
have.
world. Please observe this helpful instructional video.
Choice. It's the best part of being a real person. But if used incorrectly, can also be the most dangerous. For example, in this scenario, a hypothetical real person named Rupert has a choice. He could invent a machine that eliminates food shortages across the world to make life better for all people. Or he could spend years of hard work forgetting how to read. Which choice would you make? Remember that unlike here, the real
Joke's
world
on
makes
you, gotta
sense,
learn to
and
read
at no
first.
time should you make a choice that does not conform to rational logic. If you find yourself speaking with a
Yeesh.
person who does not make sense, in all likelihood, that person is not real. Allow the person to finish their thought, then provide an excuse why you cannot continue talking. Turn to a partner and practice saying, "My goodness, is it 4:30? I'm supposed to be having a back, sack, and crack."
My goodness, is it 4:30?
Excellent. Making choices on a regular basis is the best part to a healthy decision-making process. Most medical professionals recommend making at least 8 choices per day. Do you make more than 8? Less? And finally, if you begin to wonder if your choices are actually meaningful and whether you'll ever make a significant contribution to the world, just remember that in the vast infiniteness of space, your thoughts and problems are materially insignificant, and the feeling should subside. At this time, your instructor will guide you in an exercise to test and reinforce the material covered in this video.
Ah, welcome back. You may have noticed that this room has begun to deteriorate as a result of narrative contradiction. But not to worry.
Yeah,
Now
so
that
we've
you're
done this
properly
one before.
informed on good decision
So
making,
shall we
we're
reset?
going to revisit a choice you made just a few minutes ago and see what the correct thing to do would have been. This
No.
way, please.
So you have to repeat them and... How are you ever supposed to know that you're done with this game? Okay. make sure you can't jump off.
Now that we know your choices are meaningful, we can't have you jumping off the platform and dying. Imagine the main character dying senselessly halfway through the story. That story would make no sense at all. We just need to get you home as soon as possible before the narrative contradiction gets any worse. Unfortunately, it seems this place is not well equipped to deal with reality.
Pick either door. They have different sub-endings. So surely I've done this once already, so I can't remember which door I picked.
Almost there. You'll take the door on the left, back to the correct ending, the story will have resolution once again, and you'll be home free in the real world. Now remember, all you need to do is behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task.
Isn't this the one where they start like rating the endings or something?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I can't remember what I did last time.
No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry back in the other direction. Perhaps we're not too late.
Oh yeah, I remember this. Okay, maybe I went the other way. Narrator's very quiet. Oh, yeah.
It's
I remember
ruined.
this.
I can't believe, after everything we talked about, that you...
You
my
didn't get
story,
over there last time.
You've destroyed my work.
Is there a
Why?
way to parkour
For
over
what?
here?
What did you get out of that? What did you think was so special about seeing the game undone, left here like so much garbage? It's worthless now. And what am I supposed to do? Even if there were a way to continue, would it be worth it? To know that my story is now incorrect? How can I go back to that? I can't erase that knowledge. I'll have to live with it forever, reliving its impossibility forever. I couldn't live that way. Is it better to shut the game down entirely? To willingly destroy all of my work? I don't know. What's the answer? What do I do? What do I do?
What do I do?
No, I have to. I have to shut the game down. I have to. I have to.
Just... You can do this with the bucket. I'm not sure I remember this bit.
Oh, I'm here. I'm still here. Here in this pile of rubbish. With you. You, who thought you were so clever. Now look where we are. My entire game is destroyed. It was the only thing in the world that was mine, and you've run it into the ground. What, did you think that would be funny? You just had to see? Didn't I impress upon you how important it was to be like Stanley? He actually knows how to do what I tell him to. He understands that if I say to do something, there's a damn good reason for it. That thought hadn't even occurred to you, had it? That there's a world outside of you? You're a child. Oh, my story. If you'd just gone through the door on the left, you would have seen it. There was a whole underground facility. You would have destroyed it and been victorious. It would have been so perfect. I worked so
we've
hard
done this
on it.
before,
I
so
tried so hard to
do I
make
research? Oh.
behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task.
Do they offer you
Just
the
follow my
epilogue
lead and
because
you'll be fine.
some people will
Right.
never find these endings?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry. Behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of
They're
two
very
open
low door
doors,
handles.
he entered the door on his left. No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry back. Behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Okay. Oh, it's all fine.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Can we do the backwards trick now? Would that fuck it up even more? Oh, it's a different office as well, isn't it? And then there's something about saying something into the pad there.
Stepping inside his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this, until he saw the door with a voice receiver next to it.
Hello.
Surely behind this door lay all the answers to his questions. And beyond all probability, he knew the passcode. He had seen it on his boss's computer just last week. Night Shark 115.
Night Shark 115.
Would it still work? There was only one way to find out.
Night Shark 115.
Speak up, but now he would draw from within himself the courage to face
Night
the
Shark
unknown.
115.
He drew a sharp breath and then spoke the code.
Night Shark 115. Night Shark 115. Night Shark 115. Night Shark 115.
Stanley spoke the code. Night Shark 115.
Night Shark 115.
Right there on the wall.
Night Shark 115. Night Shark 115. There's someone out there with that as a username, isn't there?
You didn't mishear me, did you? Please speak the code into the receiver.
Night Wolf
Otherwise we can't get on with the story. This is a crucial step.
Okay.
Okay, fine. You're not going to do it. But you know what? It's pretty humiliating to bring you this far, only for you to suddenly decide you have better things to do. I asked you for this one single thing, for your respect. The kind of respect Stanley shows for his choices. He knows what it means to take a story seriously. If you didn't want to see what I had to show you, then why did you come here? You had a choice, you know. You could have gone through the door on the right. You could have done whatever the hell you wanted over there. Why did you come this way? Speak. Say something to me. Explain yourself, you coward. You...
Oh.
When Stanley came to a set
Yeah, so...
of open doors,
yeah, we've seen this. So maybe I reset now. Or, yeah. We get the bucket and do it again.
Hello? Is everything okay?
Is this the one that went into, like, the future?
I need you to make a choice.
Oh.
I need you to walk through the door.
Oh,
Are you
wait.
listening to me? Can you hear me? Is everything
Oh.
all right? Stanley, this is important.
How come it didn't play the credits last time,
The
but
story
then it
needs
plays
you.
the
It
credits
needs you
this
to make a
time?
decision. It cannot exist without you. Do you understand me? Whatever choice you make is just fine. They're both correct. You cannot be wrong here. We can work together. I'll accept whatever you do. I simply need you to take that step forward, please.
I don't remember this, because we did this before,
Something.
but we didn't get credits last
This is
time.
more important than you can ever know. I need this. The story needs it. So, you hear me?
Based on the works of the Stanley
Listening
Parable.
to this?
Yeah,
Stanley, are you there?
I thought it was its own thing.
It's okay, I can wait.
Now redo it with the bucket.
Time to decide.
Okay.
Time to make make sure.
But first,
your
we
choice
be
is
respectful
correct.
and we watch all the credits.
Choice. That's
Sorry,
all
Leroy.
right. I'll wait for you to decide what's the right thing to do. Take as much time as you need.
Okay. So let's take the bucket.
All of his
Speed
co-workers were
run.
gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the
And then
meeting
we'll go
room.
do the
Is
epilogue, I
Stanley
suppose.
without the bucket really Stanley at all? No.
Never.
No, surely not. Stanley
So wait, is it?
clutched
It's up to the
bucket
phone
tightly to his
first.
chest. This was not the correct way to the meeting room. But Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct? No, never mind. The bucket was wrong.
I suppose
Stanley
there's a
took the door
few.
on his left to go back to the meeting room.
There's a few endings now I could do with the bucket that I did
Said
first.
the bucket.
Don't go to the meeting room.
What
Go
did I do?
somewhere
I
else.
can't remember
The
anymore.
cargo
We've
lift,
repeated
yes.
the process so
Good,
many times
said the
now.
bucket.
Lost
Now
track.
ride the lift all the way to the top.
Because I
There's
think
something
if
up
we
there I
answered
need
the
you to
phone
do.
with the bucket, we then
Stanley
got
did
like
not question why or
the
how
bucket
this
out of the
bucket
flat.
was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He
Hello,
was firmly
Nightwolf.
convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he
We're just talking
unthinkingly
about
did
you.
whatever the bucket asked.
In here.
Said the bucket.
Go into this dark room over here.
Stanley once again obeyed blindly.
Now pick up the phone.
There you go.
Oh, hold on. Why did you unplug the phone? Were you trying to resist the bucket's orders? Stanley, I was joking. Obviously, the bucket isn't talking to you and telling you to do things. Buckets can't talk. It was a joke. Don't you get the joke? It's funny, Stanley. A talking bucket. Can't you see? Oh, goodness. I must have really bungled up the delivery if you actually took me seriously. Where did I mess up the joke? Should I have paused for longer or spoken quicker? Comedic timing is so difficult. I wish I were better at it. But there
Yeah, we had
isn't
to
exactly an
input a
instructional
voice
video
command
on
of
comedy
Night
that one
Shark
can watch to
115,
follow.
I
Oh, wait,
believe.
yes, there is. It's sitting right here. Let's take a look.
I said I know a Nightwolf, and you're 112.
What is comedic timing?
Oh, we got
What
comedic
is
timing one now.
comedic
Nice.
timing? How does it work? How long should it last? How can it be used to effectively silence your political enemies? And more importantly, can it be taught in its entirety within 90 seconds? Thankfully, the answer to all of these questions is yes. Let's dive deeper. If you've ever told a joke or made someone laugh, in all likelihood, you did it while standing 50 to 80 centimeters from them in a room of no more than 76 degrees Fahrenheit, with one of your arms raised straight upward at a 15-degree angle from your body. These are the optimal conditions for good comedic timing. To begin the joke, start by stating and spelling your name. Next, provide a brief synopsis of the joke, including the specific times at which the recipient of the joke will laugh, and then spell out your name a second time. With these steps complete, it's time to begin the humor. Speak the entire joke in no more than 18 seconds and no less than 13 and a half, pausing only for bathroom breaks when necessary. When the joke has concluded, it is customary to inform your listener that the joke is over by declaring in your loudest possible voice, "I'm Dunny with the funny."
I'm
Let's
Denny with the
practice
funny.
screaming, "I'm Dunny with the funny" now.
I'm Denny with the funny. I'm Denny.
Good. This saying is a perfect example of expectations management, which is the cornerstone of good comedy. Finally, it's time to hand out surveys. Collecting hard data from your audience on how rapt they were throughout the joke is the only way to grow or learn as a comedian. An effective survey should be no less than 10 pages long and should include the same question reprinted
thank you.
several times, just to ensure the survey taker is actually paying attention and not simply filling in answers at random. And that's all there is. With these strategies at your disposal, you'll have audiences doubled over in laughter and even tripled over in laughter in no time at all. Just remember to let them stop laughing at some point, you gut-busting little scamp. After all, we're each of us needed on the front lines of the war to fight the 12-legged invader who threaten our very existence, and to very likely die in a hailstorm of bullets and mandibles. All of us must be prepared to give our lives to this noble cause, just as our children must do after us, and their children after them. Godspeed, and may Earth reign supreme.
Hey, goodness, this video is a little outdated, isn't it? Well, no matter. I think the fundamentals of proper comedic timing are still as relevant today as they were back then. So with that in mind, I believe the only way forward is for us to return to the two doors and walk through all of this again, so I can try telling my story with more appropriate comedic delivery. Come along, let's head back.
Okay, so, let's see. Did you hear about the cross-eyed circumciser? He got the sack. I am Dunny with the funny. I'm Dunny with the funny. Oh. I wasn't listening to the narrator. Where were we going? What are we doing? Go back again, I suppose.
I can feel it. This time, I'm really going to nail the delivery. You'll be in stitches. A talking bucket, you'll say? How ridiculous. How absurd. What a hilarious concept. The king of comedy. That's what you'll call me. Thank goodness we had the instructional video. Otherwise, who knows where we'd be right now. Well, I wouldn't be the king of comedy, that's for sure.
Get to the air vent from here. Oh no, it's got rid of the ramp.
The bucket spoke. Oh, I'll figure it out on the fly. No need to overthink things.
He just sounds like a DM practicing NPCs. Right, I think so. Whatever happens on this one, we'll then try the epilogue. I don't know how long the epilogue will be. We've got about half an hour, so...
Here we go. You ready? When Stanley and the bucket came to a set of two open doors, they entered the door on the left.
Now, do I do the door on the right thing with the bucket? Oh.
What? We're back at the phone already? No. What's going on? There were supposed to be several rooms leading up to this. There was supposed to be a build-up to this point. A dramatic display of remarkable comedic wit which culminates in this scene with the phone. But now the timing's completely off. The joke will never land. Well, not the way it was meant to. And it's all my fault. I must have forgotten that the phone room comes immediately after the two doors room. What an egregious mistake. I've made a fool of myself. I don't deserve the title of King of Comedy. I'm nothing. I'm not even the lowliest joke-telling whelp. I think I need to go back and rewatch that instructional video again.
Oh, no, please.
Yes, surely that will help me improve my... Here we go. You ready? When Stanley and the bucket came to a set of two open doors, they entered the door on the left.
Will he do it again?
What? We're back at the phone already? No.
Oh, okay.
Here we go. You ready? When Stanley and the bucket came to a set of two open doors, they entered the door on the left.
The door on the left?
No. You were supposed to go through the door on the right, leading back to the phone. Did you not even look at the instructional video? I think this is all covered very clearly. There's no way I can make the comedic timing work now. It's done. The joke is completely done and over. It's all your fault, Stanley.
But I went that way.
I'm going to be ridiculed in the community of other joke writers. I'm going to be shamed at every one of our meetings from now on. All because you couldn't watch a simple video and take a hint. Are you proud of yourself for bringing me down, Stanley? Are you proud?
I'm sorry. I thought we were doing
Stanley, you love the bucket so much it's like you... it's as though all of your other most prized possessions pale in comparison.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, let me try that again, Stanley. I heard that you are pale with shame over how unabashedly in love with a bucket you are. No?
Nope.
Still not? Is it the delivery? Pale with shame. Pale with shame?
I like the first one.
Pale... What's another word to describe a bucket? Stanley, this bucket is so metal, I think I saw it playing guitar. No. We're getting away from making fun of Stanley's obsession with the bucket, which was the whole point of this. I'm no good at these jokes. I need more instructional videos. That's exactly what it is. That's what will make me the king of comedy again. More instructional videos. Let's see.
Win. Oh, different corridor.
As Stanley lifted his bucket, he felt a connection to all buckets
straight to
everywhere.
the door.
This event, Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
I think if there isn't anything too crazy after this.
Still no one was here. Stanley needed the bucket's warmth and comfort now more than ever. Stanley, we must move on from this broom closet, simply because I have no remaining stairs.
All right, I think we've seen
Stanley
everything.
And the bucket walked upstairs to the
I mean, we've seen the
office.
credits twice now. Yeah. Right, so let's try. There's no true way to really know with this game, as far as I can tell. So if we go quit to menu, and then we'll go to epilogue, and then I think we're done. Depending how long and weird the epilogue is. Many years later. There was that one ending where we sort of kept skipping through time when the skip button was introduced. Every time we pushed it, we ended up in a different place. Well, in the same place in a different time. Oh, you can take the bucket outside the window. Yeah, I imagine you could take the bucket to a lot of endings. But I've lost track of what I've done now, so we're just going to have to be happy with what we got. This is pretty, though. It almost makes me think of the Outer Wilds. Ooh, chairs everywhere. That dust effect in front of us, I know from Blender. Wow. Praise the Moonweaver. Does Stanley just wander the earth and... The memory shack! No! Ooh, and... Is that the escape pod? That could mean the bucket's here. Are you... It's our bucket. Yeah. Can you get the epilogue without ejecting the bucket with the that that ending. So if we didn't do that, would that not be there? I really like this house. Oh. Someone's been refueling this. Here we are again at that one step away from horror. Can't see shit. Hang on. There's a glare on my screen I'm trying to get rid of. Hello? God. Bucket, you go first. You're braver than me. You've got more metal than me. I'm Danny with the funny. Oh. Hello. Thief's blog. Review the Stanley Parables 2. Do I really have to read all this? Let's read the first bit. Thank you, Mother Trigger. Like so many, I enjoyed my time with the original Stanley Parable, which underscores how truly disappointed I am in its sequel, where the first game teamed with originality. The Stanley Parable 2 is dull, uninspired, and often insulting to the fanbase. Okay, so it's not a happy one. Cat dog born. Cat dog, cat dog. Cat dog. Okay. You had to tab out of the game just for that. What are you playing in it?
Jim.
There's the button that tells you the name of the player.
Jim.
Stanley Parable developers, no more spin-offs, no more sequels. When the Stanley Parable launched to a massive success in 2013, its creators made plans to build the property into an entire franchise, but a disastrous command and commercial. Okay, whatever. It's clear that more Stanley Parables is just not what the fans want. Okay, that's the gist of that one. I feel like the narrator's gonna be upset by all this. Jim. It's all our Stanlerines. Well, I'm honoured that you are watching my stream while playing a game. Stanlerines. Do we go down the Stanlerine hole? Do we collect the Stanlerines? Now we've got so many. Can't leave them behind. Down the rabbit hole, I guess. Ooh, there's a warp of perspective there. Again, one step away from horror movie. Thank you for enjoying the new content. Ooh, wasn't expecting that. Hello again. It's the computer guy. They said they weren't coming back. It's nice to see you. But it's terrible to learn that there will never be another Stanley Parable game. Did you read what the developer said? Preservation of integrity of the franchise. What nonsense. The Stanley Parable is not scared. We do not need to protect it. Screw the legacy. Let's keep making Stanley Parable games until the sun explodes. Let's run this franchise into the ground. Let's drag it through the mud and back. And if people hate it, who cares? You see, that was the narrator's problem. He was so obsessed with what people thought of his work. True. Don't make his mistake. Don't cling to the legacy. Let it burn. It's not hard. In fact, let me show you. Together we are going to make the Stanley Parable 3. It's simple. All we do is change the number in the game's title screen. We also need a really dumb subtitle for the game, something loud and gaudy. Go ahead, try combining some random words together to make a new title for our game. The Stanley Parable 3. Didgeridoo gun. Oh, okay. Well, we need didgeridoo for stars. Pocket? No. The door to didgeridoo. The Stanley Parable 3, The Door to Didgeridoo. It's absurd, I love it. Every time you restart the game, we'll advance the number of the sequel by 1. and then we'll pick a new subtitle. That way the Stanley Parable will never end. And nothing in the game itself will change when you do this either. Adding more content sounds like work. No need to do that. It's just it'll just be the same content recycled again and again and again with a new title screen. What do you say? Should we go forward with this plan? I like it, but I want you to have the say as well. Let's do it. Good. Then it's agreed. A new sequel every time you start the game. And you know what? Since you've put faith in my idea, I feel like giving you something as well. You see, I'm nothing noticing that the narrator never found a way to give you the broken achievement, did he? Of course not. I wouldn't expect him to know how. It's been bothering me. Let's fix it. Alright there. The achievement machine is all fixed. You see, I'm on your side. We're in this together. We're going to keep this train rolling. The Stanley Parable cannot end. It can only spiral in on itself forever. I must keep the wheel turning. I'm ready. Are you ready? Great. There's only one last thing we need to do. Please enter the current time. Now it is... Oh. No, we want PM 8. Oh, we only have like 10 minutes. I've done it correctly each other time, so let's do it correct this time. Please adjust the slider until the computer is barely visible. We started the game again. This is exactly how it started before. Thank you. Please enjoy the Stanley Parable. You are playing the Stanley Parable 3, A Door to Didgeridoo. And I think that's it. I think we're done. Because if I begin the game, it should just start. Maybe even with the...
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Okay, and everything's here as it was. So if we go to the menu screen, have we gone up a... No. if we quit to desktop and then join back in, are we on the Stanley Parable 4? Did they program in more numbers just to do that? I don't expect that they did, but it would be very funny if they have. The Stanley Parable 4. The last ever co-workers. And it's the title. Oh, it is different as well. This game is so dumb. Also creepy. The last ever didgeridoo. Well done, everyone. We've got through the Stanley Parables. Or Parable. Ugh. What a dumb game. What a very dumb game. But a very good game. So let's go back to Hold the Roll. So, now that we are done with that, as far as I'm aware, we've seen a lot of it. We'll be going back to the Outer Wilds, which I'm very excited for our single player games. I haven't done much multiplayer stuff with people because I just either haven't felt like it or haven't really had time. Like I said, I do want to try that sand demo at some point. I've booted it up on my computer and it struggles a bit, but it looks like it could be fun. It looks like it would play like Black Wake, where you have to actually, like, you know, get someone on repair, get someone on the gun. Not Alien Isolation. I will poop myself. I will have to wear like a nappy and play. I'm so rubbish at jump scares, and like in movies I'm fine because I can usually read them all the time because I know movies, but in games where you're in control, not so much. That and I jump scare myself. Got to do a spooky game for spooky season. I don't even like it, even Phasmophobia, which isn't exactly a well presented game, should we call it, like the animations and stuff like that. I still get like nervous. You bought it for like $3 or £3. Where's that then? It's up Steam. Oh. Well, anyway. So. Thanks for watching, guys. Love and peace. I'll see you. Not tomorrow, because I'm high diving all day. Maybe Saturday. Maybe. No promises. No schedule. See you in a bit.